Alright, hello and welcome back to Arknights. Tonight, we're going to be today rather, we're going to be continuing Chapter 8. So far, we've been having two stories running concurrently. The cutscenes are the assaults on the moving city Chernobog, and the other one, the actual battles, are on the backstory of main villain Talulah. What is next? So I'll have to be finding out. I guess this is fine. Oh, and like I promised, I did eventually, as you can see here, I did eventually start working on Cruz the Keen Glint's skills and masteries, that is. So, she's definitely going to be one of my favorites. She's definitely one of my favorites, so I'm definitely going to be sticking with her, even if she's not the best one I have. I'm pretty sure Ash is still my best sniper, hands down. Talulah. Back when I first became infected, my mind wasn't clear. I knew Cache wanted me to do so much, but I was always afraid. What was it he wanted me to do? Had he planned some kind of trick? Wanted to destroy in the blink of an eye the network of infected I had spent so much time setting up? Or had he planned to let me divide the infected, let them drift into two camps, urbanites and settlers? Or the even more frightening scenario, he planned for the infected to become a new army, and for Ursus to be plunged into war once more? I can only speculate. He hung over my head like a murky specter, impossible to chase off, but I could only ever move onward. One of the Yetis, apparently called Petrova, used something milk yesterday to stir fry oil seeds. A strange recipe for sure, and the taste was pretty interesting. Oh, I remember that. The time's gone so fast. It's been 2 whole years. Are the stories from the fighters passed around true then? You really fought with her? From the sounds of it, you both blew the entire city ruins into oblivion. It wasn't that dramatic. Rumors always get more outlandish as time goes on. All I did was melt her originium ice crystals. Sashenka, no running around, you'll slip. Look at them, just free to live. It's so nice. Duty of mine. I never imagined you'd volunteer to teach the children. I get along a lot better with the children than I do with Ursus. What was that about melting just now? Frostnova's originium ice crystals, a sort of arts device her squad used, by my guess. That's something. I'm sure Frostnova didn't like it. Nope, I took a single breath and she froze half my body. And then when I finally snapped out of it, she was already charging me, going for the neck with a nice blade. I blocked it, of course, took the hissing sound, and this sword tasted frost for the first time in all its years. It was probably first for her, too, meeting someone who could chip her blade. Ah, you're pretty happy to talk about this. Are you proud of it, maybe? Not really. I mean, yeah, maybe you're right. Oh, that child, the one hiding behind the fence, what's her name? Lyubov. That's enough spying on us, Luba. I'll read a story for your next period. That's right, a story about the old ghost in the Grey Forest. A scary story. Could you help bring some wood shavings? Put them in a basket? Thank you. So then, Frostnova. Aline, you know what's Frostnova we're talking about. Her name did spread among the casters of Northern Tundra long before mine ever did. I thought you didn't like it when people spoke your name. If anyone ever used it to threaten, of course I won't be happy, but hearing my name makes them want to challenge me, that's not too shabby. Nothing like you. I don't think Frostnova ever gives challenges the time of day. Thinking about it that way, you really stoked her fire, didn't you? She's the top of the infected casters, the top squad commander, and the strongest of the warriors to boot. Don't misunderstand, it's not like that's what I aim for. Plenty of people think you resemble each other in places, though. Some of the children say they want to be just like Frostnova, and some say they want to be a hero like you. Oh, time out, time out. Now that's not a word I'm not happy with. How about you, Alina? What do you think? No two people are alike in my eyes. I figured you'd say something like that. Truth be told, I don't really know what Frostnova's life was like as a child. She's been brought up well, it was probably alright. But don't let any child experience the things I did. You've been brought up well, too? I don't want to talk about it. Talulah, none of us know the bitter things the world has in store for them, nor whether those things will be even more absurd than what we've already seen. Well, that's depressing. It's also the reason I want to be a teacher. My teacher wasn't for anything like you, that's for sure. I get what you mean now. Maybe Frostnova also had, well, knows no two infected live identical lives. Well, to wrap things up, I never slacked on practicing technique again after my dispute with Frostnova. Not just arts, my swordsmanship as well. Like hell she'll ever beat me again in either. I know you and her fought. What about after that? It took until all her anger abated before she told me she wasn't the one responsible. That only leaves one person who it could have been. You're right on the mark, yes. It wasn't too long after the scuffle finished that out from the other end of the city came a person. Is remembering it that much effort? I should say that first impression wasn't too shocking. I'm scrambling to find the words for you. The broad midday light spilled over his body, but it couldn't melt away the black as tar. I was in the middle of telling Frost Nova about my project. I'd gotten up to where I was in contact with infected from other cities. I wanted to assemble the funds to construct or seek out a small-scale nomadic city, invite them to join the project. I saw his shadow. I couldn't keep speaking. What stopped you? I'm not that confident myself. Not that confident? I've never seen you short on confidence before. I mean, it was Patriot. You couldn't talk him over? I still haven't to this day. You already know the rest. After Frost Nova and I had our friendly discussion, our group successfully joined with the guerrillas. Good for us. All of society hearing we could go with the guerrillas. Plenty of our infected were happy beyond belief. The last 2 years have been better to us than before. You made a good choice. You're finally in the right, Talulah. I mean, the way I see it, the guerrillas definitely didn't care about me or the other infected fighters. They just couldn't ignore the rest of the infected traveling with us. That's even less reason to be down about it. You thought the same way, after all. But it's been 2 years, the situation hasn't made any headway at all. Think about it this way, Talulah. From what moment did you start feeling Patriot didn't approve of you? Over a year ago, not long after we joined after the guerrillas, all the way up till now. So he still hasn't approved. Not happening. We don't even know how many more infected are out in the tundra under Ursus's wretched rule. It's too early to start talking with the guerrillas about infecting the cities. We're not intending to abandon the tundra's infected. Why would I have brought them with me otherwise? Sooner or later will come a day we return. Our objective is to have Ursus know the world's infected come together. We may be in different places, but our lack of resignation to our circumstances is one and the same, indistinguishable. A friend of mine has certain city walls that call this kind of behavior a reunion. He calls on the infected to come together, naming it the Reunion Movement, revolving around one identical belief, protesting against Ursus's cruel rule over the infected. And we should get the chance to protest the Ursus soldiers on the tundra about the exploitation of the mines, but I can't see it'd make them turn over a new leaf. Talulah, forget the common people for a moment. Talk about the soldiers. The Ursus's army won't let a single one of us go. If you want to go south to protest, we can save ourselves the trouble and find a division to kill us. Ursus is not a single-minded entity. This is our chance. What the Reunion Movement aims to do is pass on the belief, but I see even more opportunities. We have our own signal to send. What signal? You're not alone. You know better than I do that staying in the tundra is a life of attrition, eating away at our strength. We need to go beyond it. I don't decide this stuff. You're still not willing to decide it. If the price of leaving is death, then my life never had much use outside of taking down a nurse's soldier of two. What about the people around us? Talulah, you haven't got brothers and sisters by your side. I'm not going to let mine throw away their lives. But I think the other part is right. Which part? The infected, they are not alone. We spend too much time on one thing here in the tundra, seeking friends. But linking up with the city infected? I guess people from the big city do like to dream a little bigger. I don't need you mocking me, Frost Nova. I'm not mocking you. You're so strong, you've taken all the long way just like us. But it's a dream, going south. Trust me, the guerrilla force grows, but we're infected. We don't have many years left, and your alliance would need plenty of years at least. And that's precisely why... Mr. Patriot. Patriot sits down by the bonfire. Like Talulah simulated over and over in her mind, he simply sits down wordlessly and wordlessly gazes into the fire. You're good. Keep going. It's precisely because we don't have that many years left. The South has fields of bumper crops, suitable temperatures, 4 seasons to tell apart, and all sorts of fresh food, resources, education, prospects, and a future. Sure. Frost Nova, there's every likelihood I know what you're thinking. What I'm thinking is written on my face. I don't know anything you'd call a future. We may not have much time left at all. There's only so many places it'll let us set foot. But the infected should have a future, for future infected and those who come after us. Frost Nova will find those infected a home. Somewhere Ursus and the infected patrol unit won't disturb. Somewhere the Ursus armies cannot surround. And you know for sure that taking the infected with us would get in the way of guerrillas' operations, but we won't abandon them. It's a seriously difficult path. At the very least, what hopes we bring about before we die can be left to others, and if we overthrow Ursus' present system over the infected, everything will change. We're on thin ground. If you weren't an infected, would you shake my hand? Let's start from a handshake in that case. What you're saying is probably, Dad, where are you going? I've had enough. Sir. Hey, don't mind it too much. He seems to be rather... Honestly, Patriot seems colder than Frostnova in some cases. Ironically. He's probably just thinking it over. He's been thinking over for ages, if so. It's been 2 years, and the only conversations we have are since about team composition and following plans. He's never asked me once about anything to do with any project. Talulah, no matter if he's ridiculing you or opposing you, not that I think he's the type to ridicule other people, he's still going to wait forever, am I right or not? If we want to leave the tundra, we need the power of the gorillas. I'll keep at it. Because he's the hope of tundra's infected? I thought you didn't say things like that. I mean, you don't say things like that, right? I just want to know what your thought process is like. I think it's because he's the symbol the tundra's infected unite behind. A symbol with no way of passing on the next generation. Get up. How long are you planning to stay there? Gave me a chill, you damn white rabbit. I don't care how stick thin you are. Don't tell me this cold front is too much for you. You sure weren't saying that when you iced those Ursus weapons? Brothers and sisters withdraw. Let them follow. Draw out the mine guards. Just hold on until the shield guards can support us. Don't lose hope. Haste. Pick it up. Faster. The gorillas are in place to get the mine guards double-teamed. How do you Wait. Those strange Originium armaments. Did the gorillas arrange those? Those were set up by my father. The Ursus army isn't pursuing us anymore. Seems they're not really a fan of those what entail. Wait, are these some kind of sarcasm thing? Sarcasm ceremony. The two are the best we could make with what we had on hand. Patriot here. You said it yourself. You're expecting our team to be surprise attacks. If we want to annihilate the whole company, of course we come short if we only relied on our squad. They're already beginning to rout. Have you seen my father in battle before, Talulah? It's him. Why didn't none of you say he was here? Retreat. Just forgot them. Forgot them. Wait, hold on. He's coming up the rear. Then what's in front of us? Hello, say something. Say something. Until the local troops let loose the violence upon him, the Sarkaz who towered over makes all others makes no move nor does he make a sound. Yet Talulah hears, laced to the north wind of the tundra, something not unlike cries. The shudders the world itself, its wickedness cowering back, step after step before him. Patriot stands fast, cast toward the tundra with a long halberd, and the gloom of a sky that knows only to devour all life. Suddenly a chasm is cut.
Operation commencing.
There are journeying materials asked you to prepare in advance. Do you have them on you? If not, fall back. My father's witchcraft doesn't separate enemy from ally. Anyone's life can be sucked away. If they didn't prepare properly, Patriot would be the only living thing left on the battlefield. I have the materials on me. I've also applied paints to myself like you told me. Anything else to worry about? No, you're good. We're short on resources this time, so we just did a simple installation. Thanks to our secret protective measures, the altar will have next to no effect on us. But if it was properly constructed, then no matter what tricks you tried, you wouldn't escape from the effects. Nobody lived to tell the tale. Get ready. Talulah, count yourself lucky. My father's standing with us affected on our side.
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
Ursus. Oh, that's a caster. Pulse wave, dealing true damage to all surrounding enemy units. Get a healer up in here. I know precisely what I want to do with this. Thorns. Or you see, Thorns does not need any outside help to survive Ox buff. Let's get Neon back here for support.
Got it.
Ak, do your thing. Buff, there we are, thorns with it.
Here. Are you afraid of me?
This is gonna take out Amia, but she's going to obliterate these guys pretty easily, so... Here we are. And the last one is just to let Talulah walk into the sunset and win.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you for your assistance, Mr. Talulah. You want to leave the tundra? You'll be crushed under the armor of Ursus. Dad, didn't we... The shield guards have already gone to collect resources. Take the squad, order them all to move. Alright. Doing your project will get everyone killed. Talulah realizes this is the first time the giant before has personally issued his opinion. Even if that opinion is no shock, it still shakes her to the bone. And the northwestern tundra can't keep us alive forever. The larger our group grows, the more food and energy supplies we need, and the villages that revile us far outnumber the ones that support us. One season of Mosots each year, even if we pitch in with the tilling, how much will we harvest in the end? Will our fields be destroyed by the patrol unit? The guerrillas can easily dispose of them, but the other infected can't. You are hastening their deaths. Our only choice is to leave the tundra. Not for Sammy, not for the barons. We'll head east, head south, head for warmer places. How will you survive? How will you allow us all, so numerous, to survive? The guerrillas save people. They sacrifice none but ourselves. Only warriors sacrifice themselves. They're infected in every city in their surroundings. So many more than there are in the tundra. You permanently protect the north, detesting all the infected the north endure, so you've had little chance to understand the kind of life infected the south have. Do they live well? They live miserably. Want to absorb them. I intend to unite with them. When the Empire turns its gaze to the infected, you will bear the brunt. I don't want them to unite by my side, no. I want them to unite under one encompassing philosophy. The infected are taken as sawdust on the tundra, as slag in the mines, as a warning in the villages, as unknown fuel to the cities. The tundra infected are certainly not ignorant nor foolish. We do not cradle fantasy. All philosophies are fantasy before they are put into practice. On the tundra, there are still mines, patrol forges, foolish and lackadaisical guards. We have places to obtain our resources. Resources through this icy tundra will sooner or later be exhausted because we have no method of extracting our own. We have no enduring, no mobile nomadic city, no especially qualified catastrophe messengers. Go to the city and we have nothing at all. We will earn new friends. Who are your friends? I recognize your project has merit to it, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it also has nothing special to it. How many strategists have died frustrated in the tundra? You speak of it, and I see no reason it could be done, nor on what it would be realized. Why could the last emperor make the lands tremble? Because he held fast, never taking any wild, far-flung vision. He only walked in steps, which you cannot do. Sir, you say I may be crushed by the armor of Ursus, and I'll concede that. They will sooner or later turn their attention to us here. They'll always come a day when they catch us. None of us can escape it. Let them come. Is that how you approach it, sir? That the tundra would prepare you for a battle. You are seeking a new battlefield? I'm looking for a chance to win. As far as so many more infected are concerned, that's hope. But to fighters like you and me, it's a crossroads. The only crossroads where you can talk, break from the intrinsic strategy. Wander the tundra, in that end, is nothing more than a slow death. Much like the little life we have left as infected. I need to repeat this point over and over because we're all fully aware of it. Perhaps my daughter is convinced by you, but I will not be convinced by someone who has never lost hope in the truest sense, who has only ever sprouted empty miscellany of armchair strategies. Talulah, where are you going? I'm fine, just to check if there are any survivors left in the mines. The guerrillas already set out, and the village is starting to move too. The army isn't following our tracks. Dad, what's up with you? Cough, cough. Just a normal cough. Definitely not the anime death cough. A rustling sound. Is somebody there? I know you're there. You're not with the army. You haven't even broken a twig with your steps. I mean you no harm. If you're not infected, I'll leave you be, unless you need assistance. Don't come any closer. Don't move. I'll shoot. Oh. Ah, she's infected. Sasha, my arts can drive the infected away. Use your arts, Sasha. Out of here already. We're just getting things from the mines. We don't want to kill anyone. I'll shoot. He'll die. Sasha, when you say that, how long have you gone without eating? Why do you care? We're in the vicinity of a militarized mine. You wouldn't dare light a fire. The way you shake makes me think of wheat being sifted. Hmm. Don't be scared. Talulah grasps a branch with one hand. Softly, gently, she hands this branch to the two children. With it, small sparks. Ah, you. It's warmer now, isn't it? That's right, I really am infected. So that was the origin of Mephisto and Faust. So that's how it happened. That's how you found Sasha and Eno. They were never willing to talk about their past. If we never found them, they certainly would have passed away. Perhaps ever since Patriot refuted me, it was it was the one good bit I've done. So what's happened today then? I was careless with my arts training. Frostnova's cloak was hung up nearby, and they spread to it. Now she's out for my life. You promised you'd help sew it back up? Little truth, Alina. Oh, whatever. Give it to me. Knowing you, I'm scared you'd sew yourself into it. Don't you want to join our group? If we have a gift with words, there's a decently better chance I can talk Patriot over. I've told you before, Talulah, my arts would be useless with the guerrillas. I can stand the blood, but I don't want the initiative to harm people myself. You'll be facing much more than the infected patrol unit soon enough. I suppose if I dragged you along, I'd have been bothering you too much. Ah, you put it that way on purpose, didn't you? No, I don't remember wrong now, as I wanted to go with you. And up till now, it's been for one reason, because Talulah, I feel like there's every chance you'd forget. Forget what? Forget just what it is you want to do. I've been striving all this time for a future for the infected. Oh, that's not what you said back at the very start. Talulah, we all know people can change. If bit by bit we shake ourselves clean of all things we preserved with, or if we replace them with something new, there's a certain point we realize we just haven't preserved anything, right? Constant battle with things changing, it's only natural I'd alter my policy. If rigor sets into our thinking, it could very well make us weaker. And where'd that stubborn part of you go? You want to prove the infected are just like normal people? You want to prove normal people are just like the infected? What's the difference? If there's only infected, then who is even a normal person? Would we all want people to catch oreopathy? Or cut ourselves off completely from a normal people? But if there are only normal people and no infected, then the people who caught it would be normal people underneath. Normal like the people who haven't. Elders are just normal people. Ancients are just normal people. The villagers know each other. Who all know each other are normal people. And whoever's living in the city should be normal all the same. Talulah, do you want to return to your family? You're all my family. Oh, we aren't. If we cleared all this off our skin, would we be able to go our apathy off our skin? Could we go home? You and I are of a mind on this. We couldn't. The tundra, our lives have completely changed us. The infected already have no way of returning to our former lives. Perhaps this is the part where she began changing. Talulah, do you feel proud of yourself for being infected? Why would you ask? Because you can cast arts without a staff? Because our lives are so fleetingly short? Because even though we've gone through such hardship, we can still persevere and live on? What reason would you choose? I don't need to choose any, Alina. I'm proud just to be infected because this world still hasn't killed me yet. For that matter, we don't need anything to cause us to pursue fairness. We should have been pursuing fairness in the first place, that's why. And if the world doesn't give it, we'll just have to take it. Then you really are brave. You're not laughing at me, are you? Of course not. How could I? Well, I feel they're all brave too. And the people struggling against fate, that's been for all the people struggling against the fate that's been forced on us, then I'm sure you feel, feel what? That our fates are just rotten. Well, obviously, I don't feel that way, Talulah. That's another of your ironic remarks, Alina. No, no, what I mean is, the fact I can sit here talking with you, knowing we have our guards outside the village, fate has already been very kind to me. Don't say that, fate's a jealous one, talking about those things just tempting to take it away. Oh, but I don't believe in fate, Talulah. Because you can change it? Because I can't see it. Talulah, what you can see and what you touch, those things are things you can rely on. I can see the cloak I'm holding in my left hand, I can see the candlelight, I can see the needle I'm holding in my right. I can see the infected children's smiles, the white smoke of vegetables roasting fragrantly wafting through the air. I can see the snow melting, the two moons dancing spry in the clear night sky. And then there's people who can't even see these. Talulah, if there came a day when we all left you, would you still be able to fight on? What do you mean? It could always happen if the time came. Would you still feel it was worth it to stand against fate? Would you possibly think that this is just too much? Would you possibly think that it's just too much? That I just can't just do anything alone? If Patriots taught me anything, then one lesson comes to mind from long ago that I wouldn't bow my head. It sneers at me and I'll be starting to burn it to ash. You're a blockhead, Talulah. That or you're getting old. Hey, the old people say that stuff without coming off as naive. Because if someone's gotten old as old gets and still keeps that outlook all the way, it means they've gone through far too much. To the point the world's left its bitter vestiges on their body, allows them no rest in passing the remainder of their life. And they're living in the desert of the past. If it were for me, I wouldn't even have the courage to take the first step. If I were that old and had that much arrogance, I'd be taking the events of the past and stabbing myself every step I took. I can't even imagine it. Stuck in the sands of memory all in the past, how does a person even know they're still moving forwards? And with that resilient spirit, does it take to let them the first step, unlike any they made before? Feel like you're hinting at someone this entire time. I've said I know a lot of what's he's done, but I still truthfully don't know Mr. Patriot at all. I haven't spoke a single word with him. If you say that's him, well, why not? Let it be him. Mr. Patriot, you're fast to substitute. Ahem. Unlike all those old age warriors, young people can much more easily forget things, give up on things, forgive themselves. So you feel like I'm only fighting these things I can see? So I feel like I'm only fighting for all things I can see. Might be telling me that that might not be right? Compared to things you told me back when we left the village, it's too shallow. Just a few short years, you've already become an outstanding leader, but it's not entirely a good thing for you. You can't let yourself stop here, can you? If righteousness can only be upheld by greater and greater violence, can it be called righteous still? Those words rolled around in my head for years and years now. For so many years, I've been constantly thinking it over. I probably haven't gotten it straight yet, but I've been thinking over and over. Alright then, let's throw fate and making stands and all that, those other words we were talking about out the window. Alright, let's throw fate, making stands, all those other words we were talking about out the window. What is it you want to teach us today, Professor Alina? Hey, are you that flippant with Frostnova too? Don't joke about that. Frostnova would freeze both our mouths shut. Taking you for example, Talulah, you wouldn't just fight to just defeat what enemies you see, right? The patrol unit, the mine overseers, the drafted soldiers following our trial, the Ursus Minister of Medicine. If you defeated all those, would we be victorious? Since all those are awful things, so do we need to defeat them? Professor Alina wants me to do battle with things I can't see. How would I defeat them then? With things you can promise, warmth, food, bedding, all these are things you can touch in some way or another. Think things unlike those. This battle of ours probably won't bear results. It's likely we have no way to win directly. I'm not really that fond of making promises. Things too far away are near as good to me as playing tricks. If we never win, then should we still fight then? Haven't I asked you before? When that time comes, would you still feel this fate is worth you making a stand against it? Once this is all over, you won't even be able to see so much as your enemies. You'll share those enemies, people who can't see a future. And then, that's when the true battle has truly begun. You mentioned that spirit, those enemies, and those things that carve into ours and the Ursus people's bones. The Emperor? The Emperor is just one form of it. As long as people won't lay down their blades, conflict will never end. I don't quite agree. People taking up their blades to fend off what causes them strife is just the thing to do. You're not wrong. Honestly, this conflict is the sort that'll never end in my eyes. Thanks to Mr. Patriot's blessing, I've read no small amount of Lethian and Victoria's books. I very much liked what this one person said. Our war is a war against the ego. It's true, Talulah, as you'll never lay down swords in your grips, so you'll never lay down the needle in your grasp. And that wraps up our lesson today. There's almost nothing left I can really teach you. The children should be studying right now. That's some knowledge they should have by tomorrow. Talulah, Cashew would have wanted you to be a sage, but people all make mistakes. When you fall over, you climb back up, but he wouldn't let you fall over. Then all you can do is be a little careful about things. Same as when you're confronting Patriot. In all honesty, I don't see him and you as two different kinds of people. You both already believe too strongly in your own ways. You can't let any of those lively creatures go around saying things like you're right and he's wrong. No, Elena, I can't go and do something I don't even believe in myself. Oh, that's true. Another one of those tricks with which Cachet bound you, exploited you. You're just saying that because there's no way I can wipe him out, huh? It's a sort of idea after all. We probably don't have much chance of wiping out an idea, but I'm still just a bit confident. Confident in what? We're still by your side when the time comes. We'll definitely be able to pull you back. Doesn't matter what kind of arts Cash she had, we'll definitely have a way of breaking them down. There's always something we can do. This battle will start from words and language, start from the next moment, from a facial expression, we'll start from now. They'll know what kind of mushrooms are safe to eat, how to raise livestock, how to get a little better a little sooner if you catch a cold. We'll try and not to lose. I believe in you. You will have a chance to talk Patriot over. I'll just force myself to take that as encouragement. I'm done sewing, you can give it to her. I can tell she really cherishes this cloak. This one looks like the one the army made. It's 3 layers inside, 3 layers out. Makes it seem really big. It probably is an army cloak, that, or it's... Out of all the reasons Mr. Patriot keeps fighting, we might have found one of them. Thank you, Alina. Wait, what is it? I'm about to prepare tomorrow's lesson. It's a drawing lesson, so they're all looking forward to it. I'll bring back 2 brushes for you next time. I mean, what I want to say is, how do you really... Do you really not want to get to know Frost Nova and the others? Fighters all know we have a good few infected teachers, it's just that you're keeping yourself all tucked away. Not right now, Talulah. Once that infected common ideal of yours becomes reality, we'll naturally come to know each other then. And besides, we're all fighters, just on different battlefields. We'll all know about this sooner or later, won't we? You're right, Alina. Infected fighter Alina. What's the challenge mode challenge? Armored casters have significantly increased attack range. That might be a little annoying. Especially since it's going to eat a lot of my stamina to go through those. As much as I do like the challenge modes, and I'll probably do them all eventually, I should probably pace myself a bit. Actually, since it's been about half an hour, let me grab a sip of my soda here. My throat's a little dry. Refreshing. With enough effort, drops of water can pierce stone. Oh yeah, I've seen demonstrations of water piercing through sheet metal. Do not underestimate high-pressure water. Transmission went through. Captain, do you copy? I'm here. It's me. I am here. It is me. What is your status? Most of us are fine. We're trapped under this building, but we found an access hatch. We'll regroup with you and find another exit. We disabled the restart function. Rest assured we've got a very defensible position. Make your way here and you won't have to worry about getting caught flat-footed. Oh, but bluish silver... No, responses. Wait. Focus on the mission. Don't come for us. You promised before we set out. Oh, but... Keep your promise. We wouldn't have followed your Chernobog without it. Remember our talk back when you joined your team? Listen to me, Rosmontis. We talked about how elite operators and the teams are all different. You can do so much. Your arts are so strong. There's not much we can do for you in a fight. When you can't handle the burden, we share it, just like Ami and the others. Oh, but you are my team. Calm down. Bluish Silver's last wish was that we hope he grows a warrior, not a soldier, not as a weapon. Captain, get your job done and we'll make it out safe. Listen, this might be hard to do, but it's what Blue Silver wanted. Not just an elite operator, yours, Rosmontis. We all love you. Not just your team, but Rhodes Island and the infected. Everyone who hates the loss and destruction, we all love you. So, Captain, think about what Rosmontis would do, okay? Over and out. Tell Amia hi for us. Don't leave. Please come back. We will. They cut the transmission. What's the situation? Amia, we lost one member of the engineering team, but the rest are safe for now. Rosmontis, we need a little more firepower. The guerrilla mortar team needs supplies. We'll ambush them. Are you okay? Amia, after Ace died, what did you think? Oh. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I do want to know. Sorry, I don't want to think too much about it. You want to run away too? No, it's just not the time to face up to it. Tears are for the end when it's all over. Save the tears for tomorrow. We'll have ample reason to shed them, for good or for ill. I only remember the very end. I was thinking that I didn't want to let him or any of our Rose Islanders operators die in vain. Good. Recon operator, tell me where I am going. Union is totally out of control. Watch yourself. Because we are their enemy? Because everything is their enemy now. Without an enemy to fight, sometimes people make their own. Oh yeah. I have mentioned before that if you put a group of people who all agree with each other in the same room, they'll find reasons to split themselves up after a bit. Not always, and I don't even always mean maliciously either. Sometimes it'll just be fundamental disagreements. It doesn't even have to be out of malice or anything. It just happens. And it won't always end badly either, but in this case it definitely will. What are you worried about? Vanguard Group. What are you worried about? Vanguard Group, attack! Vendor operators, cover them. Roger, hold fast. Don't let them cut off the corridor. No further, too scary. Don't hit. Pain. Pain everywhere. That's an unpleasant infection symptom. More disturbing than the infected mutants of Lungman. You want to ask if I worry about Rosmontis, Ami, and their teams. I have to confess, there's no use worrying. We settled on the plan. And it all runs on a pre-designed track. If you squeeze into someone else's rail, you'll just end up derailing 2 trains. The herd doesn't look like it's pushing up. Stay focused. We want to pass through, not wipe them out. Hear them in waves. We don't have the capacity to take on an entire battlefield. Hold. I'm worried about the operation. Chernobog is in the midst of a raging storm, and given the circumstances, there's not much worrying about the situation can accomplish. The most important thing we could do for them is accomplish our own team's strategic objectives. That a little cold? If. I don't think so. She's through all 7 training segments and passed every test given to her. There were 3 in which she showed particular prompts. I have no faith in casters like this. Cal said I pride myself on my skill with arts, and I hope to help others with it. That's not what Rosmontis is. Her arts are not those that serve to benefit mankind. I want her to fight, but for one consideration. If Rosmontis spent her whole life in the greenhouse, her outburst once reality shatters her beautiful world would be catastrophic. If you can't do it, I will. If? You and Ami have too much faith in the future. One misstep and someone else's future is going to be gone forever. Before we make a judgment like that, we have to at least try. I'm worried about a future that's beyond saving. For now, I'll have her serve as an elite operator, not in the future, but now. Right now we teach her, polish her, forge her strength into shape, hold her to the highest standards, and watch her stand firm in the face of a catastrophe. Yeah, sealing away Resmondas to prevent her powers from going haywire does sound like a good idea in theory, but as Calton said, that runs a risk that if her illusion is ever shattered, it will never properly recover, and it could cause much more problems down the line. But if we teach her to control them, that's a lot easier. That's a lot easier to deal with, because teaching her to control them means it won't go haywire. Or at least a lot less likely. It's a risk either way, however, or there's no perfect solution, for better or for worse. Until there is nothing left in the world that can shake her. Only then will she be free of the terrible fate the Columbians have set out for her. Only then will she lead her own life. That is my goal. You'd say something like that, Calcit. Who's responsible for her? I need you to work with me. I need the elite operators on this together, and I promise you I'll stake my life on it, and we will see this through. A war was cast in warmth and kindness is much more war cast in warmth and kindness is a much more dangerous form of war. I don't want to speak of such horrible cruelties, even if my fears should never come to pass. Ami and Rosmontis are in the care of Rhodes Island herself, and more directly, the elite operators take responsibility for them. Further, they are the core of the squad's strategy, Doctor. trust in them and trust in yourself. She's definitely... Calcid is definitely kind of cold, but at the same time, we kind of need that for a mission like this. We need to keep focused. Hey, Hawk, did you see that? How could I not? Oh, be quiet, don't give us away. Why'd you ask me? You're the one making noise. I said shush, you don't want the captain to chew you out. She can't talk, how would I know if she's chewing me out or it's just you pretending? Oh, I wouldn't do that. I know. I mean, no, if I want you to ask about this stuff, got all these weapons and armor cases, all this machinery laid out. Just laying around, I'd say come up with 1,000,000 Victorian pounds or so. Up with 1,000,000. I bet 2 big ones, that's Ursus's stuff. I saw goods like this when I was smuggling around Laval. This is brand spanking new. You got the central core, but the other units can't have anything like this more than that. Anything like this more than maybe 5 years? Think it makes any sense Reunion could have just looted any this equipment? Me and the guys who go around swinging pipes, I don't think they even know how to grease it. What about the guerrillas? They're ex-Ursus army after all. How long ago did they desert though? Those big heavy metal guys would sink if you pushed them in a lake. Even if they managed to bring some logistics units from all those years ago, they'd probably all be dead by now. Think about it. The stuff they're using now, with the stuff they're making now, it's a miracle they can keep their plates wiped clean. Let them get their hands on those weapons, I doubt they even know which end to point at the enemy. Making them sound like a bunch of idiots. Ignorance and idiocy are not the same thing. Logistics is a skill as much as it's knowledge. The guerrillas aren't dumb, but odds are they'll come across some infected logistics officers eager to run off with them is pretty slim. So Chernobog has a lot of high-tech equipment, but it's impossible for anyone in Reunion to properly run it. Even the ex-military from the guerrillas are likely not from recent enough military stuff to know how to know how to use it. Saving an infected officer from execution, that's tall order. Look, the serial number's been filed off. A deserter might do that, but you know who else might? You might do if you're trying to trick somebody. It wasn't done very clean. Just looking at it, I could tell what kind of file they used. Someone was short on time. Most important thing for now, we have to tell them in quick, whether or not it's useful info. I just hope we're not too late. Captain, should we have tell Amiya's team, or shall go report directly? We should keep Reunion the weird guys looking busy back there? Got it. Wait, we got bogeys coming in on position. Mantra, you on it? Just make sure they forget what they're doing. No need to fabricate some orders or turn them into morons or whatever. Observe your strength. If we want a reunion, we'll need you to defuse the situation. Good, be careful. Right. Okay, good. That's good. Send Captain here. The Ursus army is in the core city. Oh, so that means the Ursus army is here. The history of artillery corps is not particularly lengthy. Oh boy, more civilians. I should theoretically be able to smash this up just fine, but I may want a bit more DPS. Ak is fine. Amiya's... I guess I should bring Amiya's just attack plus...
I won't let you down.
It's a bit boring to have her at skill 1, but I don't want her automatically retreating, and nor do I want her to be stunned at an inconvenient time since her skill is automatic. Sept.
Operation commencing.
Oh, crap. It's a little tricky. Baptism by tractor fire.
Operation commencing.
bears don't seem to attack the civilians, so we're in good shape here.
Got it. Here. Everyone believes in me.
That thing's heavily armored, apparently. Oh crap, the thing can hit them. That's bad.
Here, I know what you're thinking.
Got it. Alright, this isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, so yeah, that was really just to introduce the new mechanic there. Well, new at the time this chapter came out. Baptism by tractor fire. What's this one now? The artillery targeteers have greatly increased HP, oh my. And what's this? A converging. If you wish to prove yourself or legend, you must first approach perfection. Only the common or bleed, only the noble shall face slander. Static roadblock. Talulah. Blocks Talulah, as well as civilians, so, oh my. I might want some extra range in here. Is there any good Ifrit spots here? Not so much. Still like Haze, and I want an excuse to use her, so let's bring her. And heading south, the guerrillas are hoping to get as many mines as possible before the extermination plan gets underway to save as many infected as we can. The garrison's falling back, and we are pushing further and further ahead. To outsiders, it probably looks like we're hunting down the Ursa squads. That couldn't be further from the truth, and it's a near impossible task. We're hiding from the Ursa's army whilst trying to save the infected from under their nose. If you ask me why we're doing this, I guess I could tell you it's what we're supposed to do. That said, I can't help but feel, but by taking in all these infected, thus giving the other teams breathing room, we may be playing into Mr. Patriot's hand. Patriot might have drawn a line we dare not cross. Cross the line is to fight the Ursa's garrison head on. A tall order, it goes without saying. It's either that or keeping ourselves under the radar. In other words, we have to leave the tundra, and that means infiltrating the real Ursa's territory, their nomadic cities, where all aspects of life are ruled with their iron fist. At that point, the guerrillas put their weapons away until it's time for us to take up arms again. Treatment of the infected in the cities and ships out in the wild is bound to be even more cruel. I imagine the days that are to come will be very difficult. It's not easy to take this step. But this is the northwestern tundra. There's nothing but snow here. We can't feed all these mouths just snow. November 3rd, Year X. Trova, my brothers and sisters, are you okay? It's good to see all of you in peace. That was a battle, not a disaster. Thank you, Yeti Squad. It's a pleasure to lead the fight with all of you. Pleasure's ours, Talulah. We all think it's a very reassuring to fight alongside you. We make a good match. Now I can see why Frostnova trusted you to lead the squad. What's more, the way you use your arts is getting more ingenious. Blasting flames through cold air and detonating that. I don't think I could have come up with that one. Well, those aren't exactly flames. It's hard to explain, so I'll spare you the details. I'm sure Frostnova can rest easy knowing she doesn't have to look out for us all the time anymore. So I think we can come across any more of those Ursa scum here. Well, this is one of the cities Ursa's planned on dismantling 3 years ago. The troops here managed to take over the city, probably thanks to corruption or some equally dirty work. As for the original residents, probably either enslaved or driven out. They didn't stand a chance against us at the very least. Oh. They aren't as weak as you're making them out to be. Just relatively speaking, compared to the regular Ursus army at least, it's not like Patriot has let you fight any battles that difficult. No, he hasn't, it's true. He didn't think we could handle it, but I think we are more than up to the task now with how well we're getting on. I'm not sure about that. The real Ursus army is on a whole other level. This detachment lacks discipline and training. I'm guessing that might not even be technically organized. And we just barely had a leg up over these guys because of our tactical planning. So you're saying we got nothing to celebrate? Oh, no, far from it. We have all the resources we need to survive now. We really needed these. Without them, we won't make it through the winter. Besides, a nomadic city may be old and run down, maybe even too small, but it's big enough for us. None of us have ever been on a nomadic city before. Talulah, what's the matter? You're one of the infected from the Urkel village, if memory serves me correctly. We've got a pretty big team ourselves. At the very least, we're no more smaller than you gorillas. Well, you're almost there. Not exactly part of the gorilla force. We'll still definitely have more men in this fight than you. So what do you want from me? Let's go our own ways here, Talulah. Are you serious? We've fought plenty of battles with you people. We've taken the shirt off our backs for you more than at times that I can count. You can take half the resources of the city. I'll take more. Just let us keep it. With the city, we can go anywhere. We could be anywhere in the tundra. The patrol unit and Ursa's troops will never find us. Just saying you don't want to fight anymore. We'll die. We're a little... The enemy, they're getting stronger. These people aren't even on the same level of any of the contingents of Patriots' guerrilla squad have faced. But we can't do it. Talulah, are you gonna deny us even this? You aren't gonna deny us even this, are you? Okay, what are you people talking about now? The Yeti. Cold-hearted monsters wouldn't understand. Death means nothing to you, but the rest of us... Weighs Petrova down. Talulah, you'll get the supplies out right away. The city will be yours to keep. It's good to hear. But I won't stand for any insult to our fighters. Apologize to the Yetis right now. I'm sorry. That will do, right? Petrova, gather your men. We need to itemize supplies. Also, turn on the Ursus comms terminal we captured. You don't mean. I know Patriots Guerrilla Squad isn't around. Where are you going? Mr. Patriot, we were just about to rendezvous with you. Handle the folks. Looks like you got my message already. What those people are doing is nothing short of betrayal. Your permission to give them justification they wanted. You destroyed the order here. The moment they asked to be let go, I wasn't going to be able to keep them. Those who lack conviction and willpower shouldn't wage a war. Not now, not ever. Go by your logic. No one was born with the right to set foot on the battlefield in the first place. Discipline is everything. Kill them and they take the city back. You owe your team and your people this. So that they know the infected will kill a bunch of helpless people with their backs against the wall and grease wheels with their blood, all for a rundown city. They have contravened our discipline. None ever fought for discipline to begin with. It's been 4 years since we first met. All this time, not once have I given you an order. I either tolerated your presence here or refused to work with you. I really can't know if you've matured or gone soft in that time. All because I simply don't agree with you. Summon the rest of the infected and tell them they betrayed the manifesto. Have them executed immediately. You must make an example of the transgression. I can't do that. I see you're hesitating. You're hesitating because they too are infected. Is it because you think this is dishonorable? You loathe killing and you don't care for power. That is not inherently a bad thing, but then you need someone to do the dirty work for you. I'll let you know I'm not afraid of doing this. I don't dare claim I have the moral high ground over anyone anymore. In that case, the gorillas and I will get it done. If you refuse to take up arms, the gorillas will clean up. What is the expression? You can't possibly think I'm the honest and noble man everyone makes me out to be, do you? Someone like that would have been dead long before this fighting even began. What's honorable besides reigning victorious and safeguarding the fruits of victory? Triumphing over enemies you loathe in battle is by its very nature an honor, but that doesn't mean I take pride in my sacrifices. If a decision leads to victory and fewer dead comrades, then it's the right decision to make. The city's already on its last legs. It's likely been in service for much longer than it was intended. It's not going to last another 3 years. Both you and I know they are doomed to be stranded. They'll have to find another way out in the end, but with the city, they bought themselves a tiny bit of hope, even if it's just for those 3 years. I'm not going to crush that hope. You're fine seeing your team get torn in two. No, I already told you, they're never the same team as us to begin with. I'm not going to give you the "we cannot go to battle" excuse you've been giving me. All I'm saying is not everyone thinks the same way you do. We'll have many people join our ranks, but not all of them are working towards the same goal we are. We're borrowing their strength, we aren't exploiting it. If forced them to do their bidding, we would only make them work against their own goals, and that's how you get them to actually start doubting each other and feel alienated. All for the sake of unity purity, is it? That's what you call it. I'm not sure I describe it like that, though. If nothing else, I can tell you are a righteous person. There is a unit stationed nearby guarding the trade route, and they're much better trained. You know things are bound to go wrong. I don't want to admit it, but you are right. They might just do that, so we'll prepare. Yetis, intercept the message already. You're right, the Nomadic sent a message out. They tipped off the Ursus troops of our location. They want to draw the Ursus army's attention. No one wanted this battle to happen. Their foolishness will slowly lead them to destruction. Well, it seems Talulah feels that's not our decision to make. Hard to believe that this Talulah is the one who fell apart after all that.
Operation commencing.
Ursus is counting on those drones to guide their artillery strikes. I'm her. It's just a scrape, but too many of these scrapes and I won't be able to keep fighting. If we want to avoid a fight, it's not too late to fall back. That won't do. If I don't step up here, we'll just be leaving our backs wide open to Ursus' army. I have to be careful not to take too much damage. It's the only way. Stand firm. Flames barely do anything to my body. I can't stop the bleeding. I must save my strength. I must be sure to finish this battle hale and whole, Mr. Patriot. You aren't going to back down, right? In that case, I won't either.
Incoming.
Oh
Get
my.
ready, everyone.
He's got good defense, but he can only take so many hits. But don't worry, I can fix any injury as long as the patient's still breathing. I was gonna say I need a Vanguard, but then I realized I do, in fact, have a ranged Vanguard. Arknights far from my favorite unit, but if she gets the job done, well. And I keep forgetting, but she does genuinely generate DP. I mean, not much,
Operation
obviously.
commencing. Incoming. Get ready, everyone. Got it. Here. Everyone believes in me.
This is tricky. I have to clear those out and take out those enemies. I might actually need a few tricks here, so first of all, first things first, I need more range.
It's ready.
Haze isn't durable enough for this. Silver Ash might be what I need.
We all have our roles to play. Use my...
Operation commencing.
Targets detected.
Roger. I'm right here, Doc. I hear someone crying.
Acknowledged. Made up your mind? Made up your mind?
Make it, darn it.
Let's go.
Fatal has occurred. Reboot. Need the universal heal then. Then again, it's so slow it may not matter. Should borrow someone for it. Might not hurt an Exucii or something could very easily clear it. Fast redeploy might not be a go miss either.
Let's show them what we can do. Targets detected.
should charge. This time it should charge. Oh, but those are red.
Roger. I'm right here. Are you afraid of me?
What are you planning? The fool flaunted his gallantry, reaches none for his vanity.
Let's go!
I'm right here, Doc. Everyone believes in me.
Ready to go! Watch for the blast!
Here.
Acknowledged.
Ready to go! Target spotted! Ready to go!
What are you planning? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
Got it.
Mission failed.
I'm fine. Get it together, everyone.
Alright, time for no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Operation commencing. Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
I'll take care of this place.
Hope Channel Alter has enough time to charge it. No good. Damn it. Alright, well. Guess I need a fast redeploy to get this going. Maybe another healer. Might be worth sticking to Chen Altar though. Let's see if I can get it going.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
Incoming! Get ready, everyone!
I'll take care of this place. Enemy spotted. Laying suppressive fire.
Damn it! How is that not?
Roger.
Oh, no, right, I need to aim it down.
I'm right here, Doc. I know what you're thinking.
Acknowledged.
Shit, the other one.
I'll take care of this place.
Made up your mind. Fool! For what reason hast thou come?
I'm all stocked up. Target spotted. I'm all stocked up.
Why can't I kill them in time? Doesn't make any sense. They must have some weakness here, I guess.
Got it.
Very well. Made up your mind? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
It's actually pretty tough, but according to this, it's going to something. Oh, let's collect these while we're here. This is really tough. I'd swap out Amia, but I don't remember which mission upgrades her in this map, so... I'm gonna grab a sip of my soda here. One moment, please. Ah, that feels a lot better. This is a bit tricky. This one's a bit tricky here because her Health is constantly going down. Plus, those bots are way tougher than I was expecting them. I don't think even the ones in the yesterday's contingency contract mission were anywhere near as tough as those. But then again, I guess they are red, so. Need to think of a strategy for this. Already using a bunch of plans. I do think quick redeploys are a good help, but Black Knight isn't doing as much as I was hoping. Well, no, she's generating DP. The issue is she can't seem to deal. I don't have operators that can deal enough damage. W might be able to deal some good damage with her skill, but my issue with that is that. But my issue with W is that her skill, it's her regular attack that's the issue. I don't think she deals enough damage in a short period of time. So I need someone who could kill them quickly. Even Silver Ash's skill, mine was only able to get them down to about half before he died. Here. Here. I guess with quick redeploys, I can. Yeah, Waifu has had no trouble killing those enemies, those paratroopers that came down, especially since she cuts their HP by a percentage before she even gets in there. However, those things just absolutely obliterate my units if left unattended. Supposed to get past this. I should bring W. Damn, as low as her overall damage is, fact of the matter is she can hit enemies out of their range. Maybe a Surtur can help me. Let's try it. I don't remember if Surtur can hit aerial enemies. Let's find out, shall we?
Let's show them what we can do.
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
That one.
Very well. Made up your mind?
Shit. Get her out of there, get out of there. I'm sure I've already failed the mission. There's no way she'll make it in time. Alright. Let's see what you can do, Surtur. Yeah, Surtur can't hit them. No good. My units just aren't doing any damage to them. Alright, so basically I have a handful of goals in this mission. Not for realsies yet. Let's first try this. Fartooth. Let's see here. What does Fartooth do again? Infinitely straight line ahead. This may actually be helpful. Alright, let's see what I can do here. The heart fickling.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
Oh, I shouldn't have, I can't retreat him. Which also means I can't put any operator there. Yeah, that was my mistake.
Retreat at once, while there's still time. Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
Just won't place your little creature there. I do need thorns sooner rather than later. R2 in a straight line should be pretty useful for getting this top set here.
I, Fartooth Justina, will be your opponent. One-on-one, the wings are stirring. I can tell.
Oh, so far
I'm
to
ready whenever.
take them out. Good to know. Shit. No good. I think I'm onto something here, but... That does make me wonder, could I use my own Ambrielle here? Much like Cruz, doesn't seem to have enough damage, but Ambrielle, her global range, and Fartooth. Fartooth.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
For the record, remember my Thorns is Mastery 3 on Skill 3.
I hope we can win this match fair and square. One-on-one, I've locked onto you.
Locked onto you. What the hell? Oh, this is not going well. Damn it, and that's a red one, which means it's infinite powered.
One-on-one, let's put an end to this. You can't beat me. Accept your defeat.
Fartooth seems to be the only one who can deal good damage to them, so... Tooth. I wouldn't mind slamming my head against this, but this seems like it's going to be boring to watch if it's going to... This keeps up.
Ready. Line up. Sortie.
Fartooth.
I hope we can win this match fair and square.
Alright, here we go.
One-on-one, the winds are stirring. I can tell. One-on-one, let's put an end to this. You can't beat me. Accept your defeat.
That didn't do anything, damn it. What's this do? She's aiming for the boxes and not the enemies. Damn it, I thought I had a good plan there, but no, if Ambrielle's gonna be an idiot and fighting the damn boxes, then she's not gonna be of much help at all. Granted, her range did allow her to hit that enemy at least, but she has a very slow attack speed rate. Ooh, this is frustrating. I want to just look up something, but I might have to do that to make sure I'm not just stuck here. Let me try something. Hey. Arknights' damage is pretty awful when she can't get her sleep effect off. I'll bring this. Tanks I don't want to leave. Bagpipe makes a good hella drop unit. I think Silver Ash and Thorns are going to be key here, but I don't know how strong exactly. Oh, last time I did get some success with Saria at the very least. It's fine. Bartooth is going to be the key here, so let's give this a try here.
Operation commencing.
Wait. The winds have shifted. Everyone, stay alert.
Someone who can break through that. We have someone ranged here, so Bartooth
I
is.
hope we can win this match fair and square.
Actually, I didn't even need someone there. Actually, it might not be too bad just to take that thing out.
Yeah, and let's put an end to this. You can't beat me. Accept your defeat.
18 with this. I still think Saga is a really good generator, so it's... Right, because last time using Saria to take focus away is gonna work though. See if Amia's strong enough here.
Everyone believes in me.
One-on-one? Let's put an end to this. You can't beat me. Accept your defeat.
No good. Fartooth, use your ability to clear that thing.
You can't beat me.
Didn't work.
Accept your defeat.
Alright, so I need to pay attention to around 8. Well, that went horrible. Horribly, horribly wrong. Go wrong. Ugh. You and me both there. I don't need a hard tank so much as I just need redeploy tanks. So as much as distraction tanks. Do I have any other healers? I do have Gummy. Where's Gummy? Just 60, I think. Yeah, here we are. Does seem like they take more damage from casters. From I don't have Fartooth, so Hera has a mastery, so
Won't you want me leading, Doctor?
well, the good news is, hello Infinity, I was just having trouble with this mission here. You're about to see me suffer. Let's bring this Fartooth just to be safe. Because she can absolutely obliterate a lot of these the hard, fickle, and impermanent.
Operation commencing.
Alright, this is
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
an escort mission. Truly everyone's favorite type of mission, am I right? Pedicures. Ami 18. Sorry at 20, so around
Roger.
Saria take the
Here. I hear someone crying.
Let's keep Thorns active here. His damage is increased here pretty good. I think I should be able to do a decent amount here. Here we are. Permanent. We took it out. But we have to remember that other one's gonna spawn in a bit. Why take that guy out?
Here, I know what you're thinking.
I hope we can win this match fair and square.
R-Tooth, do your
I
thing.
know let's put an end to this. You can't beat me. Accept your defeat.
Okay, Thorns was able to handle it. Good.
Made up your mind? Art thou mine worthy enemy, or art thou naught but a jester?
No need for mercy on the enemy, correct?
I'm right here, Doctor.
Yeah, I'm ready
R-Tooth is
whenever.
fine here, so... Let's take this thing out then, shall we? Why, take care of those people, please, and thank you.
Dear me, you thought I couldn't see you.
Okay, good, frozen. A little RNG, but I think that works. Alright, I think, remove him, put Silbrash here.
Acknowledged.
Roger.
What are you planning? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
I hope we can win this match fair and square.
Oh, I think I did it.
One-on-one, the wins are stirring. I can tell.
Oh, phew. Can the escortees survive? Unfortunately, you cannot buff or heal escortees. Unfortunately, Talulah here is gonna have to just make do.
Mission accomplished.
Now let's do it for realsies. Now let's hope I can do it for
We may
realsies.
have achieved a perfect victory, but we still can't let our guard
Alright, so
down.
yeah, the key to this is to make sure I distract them while a caster deals with it, because the casters are what deal the good damage. Alright, here we go. And once again, I absolutely need Fartooth. Fartooth is my key to victory. I can't believe I didn't think to put Thorns down here. I thought maybe an
Operation
Fartooth
commencing.
here, but no.
Let me quell the enemy.
3, 4. Amiya here and Saria up here, I guess, just to make sure the AoE can't hit her. And that she doesn't get hit by these guys in the middle.
Here, I know what you're thinking.
Oh, come on, Saga. Damn you, Saga. Use your power. Come on. Fartooth can take this out.
Fartooth Justina will be your opponent.
Alright, leave him here.
I'm right here, Doc. Everyone believes in me.
One-on-one, locked on two.
Take that guy out at a range, if you please.
Acknowledged.
No need for mercy on the enemy, correct?
Oh no, she's going too late. Please focus on her. Yes, please focus on Gummy. She can actually take it.
Let's assist others. I'm aimed at you, you know.
Okay, good. It's frozen.
What are you planning? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
One-on-one, or one-on-many.
Here we go.
What are you planning?
Come on, fast redeploys my ass.
Got it.
On.
I'm right here, Doc. I hear someone crying.
Come on, everyone's. This is taking forever to go off cooldown.
I
We are.
hope we can win this match fair and square.
I'm right here, Doctor.
Alright, there's gonna be one last group of
No need
enemies
for
here, so
mercy
let's
on
be
the enemy,
prepared
correct?
prepared for them.
Very well.
Dear me, you didn't think it'd come from this angle, did you?
I hate that the enemies always prioritize the escort. Come on, hurry up, Talulah. Stop with your leisurely stroll. There we go. Flawless victory. Not easy, and I had to borrow a Fartooth, but I'd say that was worth it, don't you? I don't know why I didn't think to put, there we are. Yeah, it's actually rather frustrating how little you can interact with escorts. I mean, I guess for Talulah it's usually not too bad since she can fight pretty well on her own, but even with the civilians, you can't... Even the passive healing from Perfumer can't heal them, and Perfumers can usually heal operators who specifically... whose profiles say can't be healed by medics, can't be healed by outside forces. Nor can you buff them or anything. Take count of the dead and wounded. It's just as you said, they used us as bait, and a battle ensued. Are you disappointed, Talulah? No. I had the reason for doing this, I know exactly what they were. Knowing that a legitimate reason, I couldn't possibly have gotten my hopes up. The informant must be executed. How should we pick out this traitor? Out of all the people who wanted to flee the battlefield? Well, they betrayed their brothers in arms for a moment of peace. If you make excuses, you're only putting your warriors in harm's way. No, they never swore loyalty to us in the first place. You want every last person on your team to be absolutely perfect? That's impossible. You won't find a squad like that anywhere. But the guerrillas... Guerrilla fighters aren't perfect either. There are only a handful of people as perfect as you're making them out to be. Everyone else has their own reasons to be here, and it's only because they're willing to pay the price, but that doesn't mean they've thought it all through. Stand down, soldier, don't try to argue with her. It takes a lot more to destroy one, mister. Just let them stay. There's more than one way for the infected to survive. I'd rather see all those ways work out. Talulah, you can't always try going about everything without making sacrifices. Sacrifices. Is that even up to me to decide? All of us are prepared for the worst. You cannot win without spilling blood. Heading south will lead to war. I know it. I'm sure you know it too. The Empire isn't going to sit by and watch as the infected unite and grow into a major force. If everything goes the way you pitched it and the infected actually manage to take their fate into their own hands, this war is inevitable. You're right. We need to first let the infected understand their lives have meaning. They don't have an obligation to face anything that comes after that. You want the guerrillas to fight this war? Talulah, are you waiting for a war to break out between Ursus and another country, one they can actually profit from, or are you trying to sow the seeds of that war yourself? You don't want to give me an answer. You should know that any victory you hope to achieve will bring with it disastrous results. You're probably right, but that doesn't mean I can go sacrificing any lives. Are you prepared to bear the tremendous pain to come? Not at all. Things are bound to be painful, after all. Do you expect everyone to be so kind-hearted? I simply have faith the people of Ursus weren't born selfish and cruel. Perhaps you'll come face to face with real evil one day. I've already crossed paths with my old friend a couple times. I sure hope so. If a soldier swears loyalty to his fellow men only to later betray them for his own profit, I personally write up his charges. But if a group of infected we're dealing with aren't fighting for the same cause as us, what gives us a right to annihilate them? It doesn't make them our enemies. Talulah. Please go on. There are a lot of people whom I respected, not for their strength but for their honesty. I can only hope you're one of them. I'll keep that in mind. Trova, where's Frost Nova at right now? She's still at the mountain pass. She said she's holding the fort until we finish capturing the city. Let us rendezvous with them. I'll apologize to her personally. So is that it, Captain? There should be at least 3 garrisons around. We need to take down every last one of them before we can get supplies out. All things considered, she made the right decision. The Mag City doesn't have much longer of a walk ahead of it. We couldn't really use it as a base anyway. Oh, Talulah. Bad mood, Talulah? No, I'm fine. Sasha, do you still want to use your real names? Why do you ask? Better to have a name we can use to protect ourselves when we are so far from home. Sometimes if we don't pick a name for ourselves, we'll only ever be called the name others gave us. You haven't given yourself another name? That's only because I don't want to. Why? You're saying we should use different names? Because I want to be the same person both inside and out. I want to become someone who actually represents her beliefs. So then your current actions are different from your words? Sasha, you're right, that's very likely. That's why I insist on using my name. Just the name doesn't really have much meaning to anyone else. After all, who I am isn't important to any of them. My name is only important to myself. What should I call you then? When you put it like this, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to call you. Sasha, how about I put it this way? I'm just a rebel, born just a normal person. My name? It's not important. No one should remember my name. This name shouldn't become a symbol, and it shouldn't come to any other kind of power. It's just my name, nothing more than that. If I want to call me by my name, you can just call me Talulah. Call me by my name, I'll turn around and look back, but that's all there is to it. You can call me Talulah as well, Maybe a little too early for you to tell you this, but I want to, Sasha. I want you to call me Talulah because I want you to think of me as a friend. Good friends, we're all peas in a pod. Even if I die, you'll still remember my name, but not because I did anything special during my lifetime. I just want you to remember the time we spent together. I want you to remember you once had a friend called Talulah. We are killing bad guys, you're fighting them. The girl who fights shouldn't have a name. Everyone has their own fight, and we are all fighters. Don't hang your head low, just follow in the fire's footsteps. Do not do that. Not everyone's like Patriot. All of us make mistakes. Look ahead of you and look where he's going. You don't just keep your eyes shut and follow whoever has that more important sounding title. The names you remember are your friends' names, of the people you spend the most time with. It's Frost Nova gave you the extra spicy candy, but still gritted her teeth and smiled. It's your teacher who made you that weird vegetable stew. It's Patriot who never gave up training you. They are all your friends, not fighters. As fighters, we don't have names. I don't get it. Well, I want you to trust me because I'm your friend, not because of my position. Just like all my other friends. With how nice of a person she is, it's hard to believe she eventually became,
A
well,
satisfying battle.
the monster we're fighting.
It brought palpitations even to my heart.
This challenge mode, maybe later. What's this? EG1? What's this? Talulah. Rarely make that face, friend. What's wrong? You've decided. We're going to stay here. Putting it another way, there's some of us willing to stay here, and some are thinking about getting out of Ursus territory, but either way, none of us will be carrying south with you. We're sorry. Alright, I see. You're not even going to ask a reason. You're the one who taught us. Took us all this way up till today. Does that mean you have to obey me, keep your life tied to your blade, fight Ursus to your last breath? It's never been like that. Never been, friend. You've got the cart and the beast mixed up. I guess that's like you, Talulah, it really is. I'm not your ruler, and you deserve to have this land in the first place. Even if filled with corpses, turbulent with bad memories, and the tundra is as was your homeland. You're all strong. I'm sure you'll find a way to prevail. If you want, I can send you off. No, no, don't really. You should know it wasn't exactly my firmest thing, making this decision anyhow. Thinking about it, I used to be one of your people, telling my future companions plenty of stories about you. Just begging for your mercy, then. Lula, the campfire's up. Alright, I'll be there in a moment. Friend, will tonight be our last meal together? Just wait a bit longer. Some others will talk with you too. Probably all of them would. Tallulah, how do you guarantee that everyone who stands by your side works with you as one? How do you know betrayal or some other crap isn't out of your way? Well, no, I guess you obviously have your ways. You're smart and strong to boot. And you know so much. A wound here or some bleeding won't slow your pace down, will it? The praise is one thing. Would you not make me out to be so terrifying? And don't get us wrong. One or two frustrations won't make us lose our gall. We're no cowards. I just suddenly realized, actually, maybe not everyone thinks the same as you anyway. I mean, take me, I was gonna die anyway. I just chose to tag along with you so I'd be able to eat something and live a few more days of my life. The moment I ate my own fill, I realized there was actually plenty like me, and I figured it'd be nice if they could have their fill too. Strength, particularly in goodwill, those are qualities are hard to come by. Yep, hard for sure. It's definitely not everyone who thinks that way. Guarantee we'll keep moving on, that we won't meet a crueler end. The old nobleman eliminating us all, implicating the poor innocent and all their children. It doesn't matter to me, but then I realize there's other ways it could go and it stresses me out. Not to mention that some people, nothing else matters except their own will. If the question is just feeding yourself, it could even come with plenty of ideas like selling out. Selling out is what matters to us. Selling out what matters to us. Plenty of people are itching to destroy us, and they'd happily let some nobody infected off to dispatch the remaining. It couldn't be more cost-effective if you tried. I think that's how things are. We can't leave here now more than ever. Talulah, we can't take every single person with us, can we? I have to concede that. That being the case, before we head south and win all the goodness you talked about, what about the tundra? What about the infected left on behind it? Not just the tundra, the world's so vast. To say it straight, some people are just thinking of taking a chance of leading this place. Finding like-minded folks somewhere in hardship and distress, seeing if other places might have a niche for them. Some people might look at it that way. Oh, you're seeing things this way honestly makes me happy. Feels like the why would fly over my head, so I'm not going to ask. Circling back, does the fact we're leaving such a critical point mean we'll be considered deserters? I don't get that all too well, which is why I came. Well, of course not. Be it Talulah, the gorillas, so on, they're all names and nothing more. You carry on what lies beneath your names, your mindset, spirits, you carry sublime fire of resistance, scattering yourself across the world's part. This, where's the need to fault yourself? Alright, frankly, I only sort of get it, but with those words coming from you, Talulah, puts me at ease. Be at ease, really. Alright, I can't let the hunter's efforts go to waste. The knack you all have for laying traps has really opened my eyes. I'll miss the days I was able to eat like this, Talulah. We'll travel every corner of this land. Everyone, food's ready. Oh, need to get I guess I must have unlocked a little extra story thing here. I guess that's what that little mark was. Oh, this is an actual fight, not just cutscene like all the others. So far, this chapter has been the M ones, the main timeline of our assault on this moving city, and the R ones, Talulah's backstory. M86. Friends may be willing to share your pain. Maybe you wish to reach out to them. And may have never been your friends in the first place. Alright, so that's a lot of enemies I need to be able to clear out. I can think of a few ways I could potentially do that, but well, first things first, I don't need this many. Let's bring Super Cruise here. She can't take on the armored units, but for regular units, she should suffice just fine. Amiya's fine, Kiera's probably okay. I guess this team will be sufficient. Looks like we're catching up to the main timeline. Union member. Blocking away the control tower. What kind of reunion operative you are? Are you joining us or are you trying to run away? If you want to fight us, that's your prerogative, but this is disgraceful as it is pointless. Hold up, have you met the squad before? No, there's been a lot of new blood and reunion ever since we left the tundras. I haven't even bothered to get to know any of them. Feeling they're not. Guard, watch out! Signal. Those are Ursus troops. Ursus troops. Fall back. It's the Ursus. Not gonna say a peep till the end, huh? Think I'm some kind of traitor? You think we're despicable for turning our backs on Ursus for some lowly infected? We're fighting for their worthless lives. We're behind the times, and we've got no honor. So we should just get our names taken off the register as a race from history? Maybe you have a husband or wife. Maybe you don't want to be here. But you got sent by the higher-ups. You're just a puppet master's pawn, throwing away your life to do someone else's bidding. Pathetic. You're all pathetic. Have you killed Ursus men before? Was infected or regular citizens? When you got blood on your hands, were you ever afraid? Does that keep you up at night? All of you stayed even after the Emperor died. Pathetic. Simpsons pathetic. Knock it off already. Fall back. Careful, the Ursus troops are wearing reunions. No, guard, you mustn't say that. Why? The combatants on both sides will start doubting everyone around them if you say that. The more chaotic the situation is, the more of an advantage they have over us. If everything goes as Elysium planned, the first thing we need to do is stop everyone right here. We don't have much time left. We have no idea when Reunion will come barging their way into the control tower. It'll only get harder to organize an attack once that happens. Not all of us need to fight. We're up against Talulah. A small, disorganized squad won't do any good. I'll go. Fall back. Watch out for the pile driver spears and find cover. Amiya, not again. You're Rollhein's the leader. I'm not going to tell you. That's more reason I should head in there. All I'll say is, there's something I can do and something needs to be done. I'll do it and see it through. And who's supposed to cover you? I will. Shield guards. That includes anyone injured. Let us do this. We will hold the line here. The line. They're rounding up all the special infected and driving them out. So ruthless. They aren't even showing the tiniest bit of mercy. I'll crush their position and ambush point. Well then. The line, you're the first outsider to be backed up by both Ursus shield guards and the guerrilla fighters. The young caster lifts her hands up. She pays no heed to the commotions of the battlefield, as though it matters not the slightest. Her eyes gleam with resolve. Till now, fear and regret kept her from chasing her endless flow of memories, but now, her promise with her friend, as well as responsibility she shares, battlement of steel, has given her cause to finally rise up. No, I'm not an outsider. We are a team now. We'll stop the city together. That is why I'm not an outsider. Shield guard, shields up. Farewell, to reunite once more.
Compassion saves no
What's
one.
that? It's not the Ursus army. What trickery is this? You haven't seen the infected codename Mephisto control them, I guess. What? I thought Mephisto was supposed to be a medic for the infected. It doesn't matter either way, but these special infected are nothing like the reports. They were driven here. There isn't a clear pattern in their actions. It's just there are so many of them. Doesn't matter, we can't let these infected monsters breach our fronts. Don't give the Ursus troops any openings. There is too many of them. Don't be afraid to make sacrifices. What should I do? I might be able to do something to help the shield guards on the front lines. I need to keep them alive.
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
These guys regenerate HP over time. Alright, so I need to keep those guys alive, I'm guessing is the alternate. Alright, we'll do this. Passive healing should help. Thorns. Actually, maybe I should put Silver Ash here.
No need for mercy on the enemy, correct?
What's this? Interval increases, splash area expands, each... Let's try it. Whoa! Look at Rose Montes go. Holy crap, that's a big... Dang. Note to self, when Rose Montes is on raid up, go for her. Look at that. Silver Ash can go here. Kara's not doing any good over here. Put Saria here in case anyone leaks through, but I don't think we're gonna need it. However, I can put Amiya here to try and help the DPS output. Dang. Oh my.
I'm right here to fight your someone.
Okay, yeah, first things first, that should have been Silver. Or Ash over there. Centurion host. 3 attacks, 3 targets at once. Perhaps I should keep him distracted. Use your ability. A little annoying.
Here.
Alright, use your ability there, bagpipe. Alright, good, we got him. Horns.
I'm right here, Doctor.
Yeah, I should have a
Whoever
Silver
you
Ash
send
then. I think that's physical damage, so this should help. How there's just not many ranged tiles. I should have put Silver Ash up there, yeah. That would have made this a lot easier.
What are you planning? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
Alright, I think I know what I need to do to win this. Doctor, go quickly. Leave the rear to me. Instead of Kiera, we're going to bring W. Because I think I know precisely what I need to do here.
Operation commencing.
Show me what you're made of. Amuse me, if you even can.
Alright, here we go. Silver Ash. Humor time. Alright, use Rosmontis' ability because holy crap is that amazing. 20.
Made up your mind? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
Alright, W should be able to be a big help here. Who died? Oh, Silver Ash. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Let's see if I can distract him a little with Saria here. It's not a big deal, but it might help. Use your ability here. Excellent. go.
What are you planning? Fool! For what reason hast thou come?
There we are. Damn, it wasn't good enough. Hold him back best you can.
Mission accomplished.
Phew, 3 stars, but we lost a lot of people there. Rodon's medical technology streets ahead of ours. I'll give that. Part of our plan to send medical personnel to all infected settlements, but that's way too dangerous to send our normal medical operators into war zones. I'm good, thanks. Much better now that I've been bandaged. The enemies have retreated. The battlefield has grown in size. I can't use my arts anymore. I cannot track them. You can count on the devils on the team to get that done for you. They're very good at that. Thank you, Rude Island soldiers. Thought your bravery and number of casualties would have been much higher. Also heard you saying just now, Cautus, that you are trying to take control tower by yourself. Yeah, but also probably not. What does that even mean? I'll probably be the only one there when I face Talulah. A warrior from Lungman may also be there, but I'm going to assume there won't be anyone else right now. How do you plan on killing her all by yourself? You're nothing like the captain. Sure, but neither is anyone else here. The more people we have, the bigger a mess of things it's going to be if a fight does break out. Besides, Talulah is much better than Patriot at quickly bringing a battlefield under control with her arts. I'll bring a squad inside with me. There's bound to be other threats in the control tower. Are you sure you'll bring enough? Trust the people on my team. Each and every one of them can be counted on, and they already know how to adjust to all kinds of situations. Random somewhere can't handle ourselves, just simply ask for your help. Silver Ash in this game is usually shortened to SA because there is actually an Ash operator. In fact, you probably saw her on my team. She's actually a cameo from Rainbow Six Siege. If we end up somewhere we can't handle ourselves, we'll ask for your help. Are you trying to keep us out of the final showdown? Oh no, it's not that I'm trying. Take charge of the battle. It's just, sir, there are battles that only you, the gorillas, can handle. You want to stop anyone from getting inside? Exactly. Amiya, don't you want me to go with you? It's safer for you to stay outside the control tower. You don't want me to fight with you? We will take on Talulah together. Rosmantis, Talulah's arts are filled with energy. Really good at dealing with all kinds of physical attacks that come your way, but I'm worried about her flames. But she is the one who killed A. She killed so many people who mattered so much to me. Why can't I go? If I'm not good at dealing with that, what should I do? What can I do? There were lots of other things I wasn't good at. You hate Talulah. What else am I supposed to do? Is it bad if I hate her? Rosmantis, I don't have the answer to questions. I'm not saying you can't hate someone you've never met. I don't have that right. Rosmantis, before I go, I'll leave you with an order. An order. That's right. Orders have to be followed. Calcit told me elite operators follow orders. Yeah. Logos told me before we left Patriot rarely sees anyone as his nemesis. He prefers calling people by symbols or characteristics or equipment. He doesn't call them by name or race, but he called you feline. That might mean he approves of you. Oh, but he calls you that too. He calls you Cautus. What is it about me that he liked? Is it how scary I look? I don't want people to see me like that. Oh, but you know how often we're called monsters? People have been calling Patriot a monster for many, many years. It's true the arts we possess is truly scary. But he thinks of us as people. He thinks of us as human. Not equals. We're both scary and the things that other people hate. It's not right. Just look at all the guerrilla fighters here. There's the reunion fighters just following the other leaders. Of course, our own people. Your good deeds earn their respect. On the other hand, bad deeds earn their hate and mistrust. We're judged by our actions, just like how our teammates look out for you, just like how the shield guards defend Patriot, just like how we trust Dr. Calcit's word without question. Rosmantis, here's my order. Live and make sure as many survive as possible. In order to do that, don't come after me even if I don't make it myself. Mia, but you are my friend. I couldn't let you go in there all by yourself. No means no. Rosmantis, I promise you this. I will come back alive. That's why, no matter what anyone says, no matter what they say happened to me, we both must do whatever it takes to fulfill our mission. We have to survive, both of us. This order goes for anyone who's here right now. You must live. The whole point of Chernobog rescue mission was to save lives. The whole point of Core City infiltration was to save lives. Don't ever say it's worth giving your life for or anything like that. Life is precious, and more importantly, it belongs to you. No one, absolutely no one, can let life go to waste for us. There's no such thing as necessary sacrifices. To say otherwise is just wrong. Guard, I'm listening. Amir, leader of Rhodes Island. This goes for you. Reunion as well. Otis, go ahead. Leave this place to us. Feline, go. Give us a little. Let's give the little rabbit the battlefield she wants. Amir, you have to do this. Okay, I will see this through. Yeah, thanks. Amir squad, follow me. Everyone will meet again, alive. Goodbye. We'll see you later. Okay, let us do our job here. Well then, the grills will take care of this one. This place is a little too cozy for it to be our battlefield. Come, let's turn these blocks to a war zone. Rhodes Island, let's go. Yes. Go over this for me again, Superintendent Chen. Am I not being clear enough? No, you're clear as day. Speak perfectly clear that I thought I misheard. You do know this is outside your purview. Laws are different from one country to another, but common sense applies everywhere. What did the Royal Guard Academy teach you anyway? They ever tell you to keep your feet on the ground and not bite off more than you can chew? I graduated long ago, now I'm a police officer serving long. I'll repeat again, my wish is to join LGD, and from there I'll join the Special Inspection Unit. I'll protect the city and clean this place up. There won't be another incident like that. What incident? Well, aren't you forgetful, or are you playing dumb on purpose? Watch your mouth, Officer Chen. My apologies, Chief. Sir, I'm referring to the incident took place roughly 10 years ago when the city was infiltrated by foreign forces. Several Lungmen citizens were kidnapped and they're yet to be found. I'll continue to push the city to investigate and locate kidnapped citizens after admission to my department. Chen, you have no idea what you're talking about. Sir, I'm perfectly aware of what I'm talking about. I won't argue. How about this? As soon as you don't think you can keep it up, let me know. Tell me, Superintendent Chen, how long do you intend to be in the department? I don't give him an answer. For all these years I've wondered, just how much longer can I do this? How longer do I want to do this? And it wasn't until now I finally realized the answer isn't for me to decide. The cheese has gotten pretty rusty in my hand lately. When will I finally understand? Shadowless doesn't mean to chase after shadows let go. Instead, it's to never look back. As sword ere shadows trace, cast off as cast. I guess there must be an additional objective. I guess since I kept Talulah alive in that other one, I got the bonus cutscene here, and I need to do something else to get the cutscene here. And I'm willing to bet that keeping all the NPCs alive here is key to unlocking the one here. I'll have to do that on my own later. To lose. My... I don't know how much further I have to go. I can hear the winter feathers chirp every now and then. Is that supposed to mean something? Does it mean spring will be here soon? It's still very cold here, but it shouldn't be much longer until it begins to get warmer. It's been 3 weeks. We finally found 2 more villages willing to trade with the infected. We've set up camp in an abandoned settlement a few kilometers away from them. There's plenty of fuel here to last. You can't imagine how awful tree bark tastes. I don't ever want to listen to the old man tell me how nutritious they are anymore. December 7th. I'm very well aware of where this road's taking us. Nonetheless, we have to go to the end of the road, even if I don't make it. Yelena, Alina, Ino, and Sasha as well. I'm sure they'll make it. But the road beneath our feet is too murky and hard to see. Will they reject us? Thus, we can't bring their hopes up too much. If it's a bad thing to make a promise you cannot fulfill, the Ursus Empire's promise about bread and bed was nothing more than a ruse to cover up their atrocities and lies that are what lead to tyranny. Will they come to loathe us? It's very likely. If it wasn't for how hard life is in the northern plains, people here probably would probably report the infected the patrol unit the moment they spotted them. This kind of animosity probably came from how worried they are about their own situation. I'm not like Patriot. We need to be on the lookout and avoid that, but I don't believe that's in their nature. Can't hold it against them just because they want to look out for themselves. Definitely not. Will they try to hurt us? I have no idea. It's probably not something I can worry about too much. No matter the case, I think most people are only like that because of the circumstances they live in. If they had a teacher like Alina, a team like ours, or perhaps the chance to live in harmony with the infected, I'm sure things would improve. Most of them were simply brainwashed by Ursus's twisted ideology. We can help them. Knowledge can change the way people think. It's a difficult thing to do. That's even though I believe if you always hold fast to your beliefs and actions, getting everyone to accept the truth should be one of the simpler things to accomplish. Words above are crossed out. Naturally, the letter was never mailed out. Oh, good. Wouldn't it be dangerous for you to head outside right now? Talk with the soldiers, and they said the patrol unit went to the village or the west. Did you see them trading? Did someone see you trading with them today? It's not impossible. Anyways, just stay from the west. I know, I'll go to the village in the east. I should be able to barter for some things there. Oh, you don't need to worry too much. Remember, we used to find ourselves in a situation much more dangerous than this. What are you trying to get this time? Some canned fruits and dried vegetables. Are those things really worth heading outside for? Fighters will get sick if things don't improve soon. About time you pick up a few things and start taking care of yourself. We're having trouble getting enough food to feed ourselves. I really don't think we should go out of our way for... Now, Talulah, that's not right. It's precisely because there are times we don't get enough food on the table, or clothes to keep ourselves warm, that things like song, music, fruits, flour, and our desire for all things to delight our taste buds, our eyesight, and sense of smell are so important. These are the things that remind us what are worth fighting for. We're fighting so that everyone can have a decent life. Naturally, your health is part of all that. With just some vegetables and fruits, we can help a lot of people fight off diseases. Rebutting me with my own words, that's cheating. Hey now, cheating? That's quite a serious charge. Hey, say it after me, that's smart. Okay, okay. Do you need someone to go with you? A bodyguard, that is? That probably isn't a good idea. I may be infected, but I'm not that special. I wouldn't want anyone to find out about us just because of me. Besides, it isn't too hard for me to hide my infection. Easier than some of our soldiers, at least. Okay, but you should still be careful. I don't think we can completely trust the villagers here. There's a lot of things that don't add up. Okay. Oh, I'll try to get some pears. Do you reckon the Yetis will like the apples more? I think they're a lot more fan of raspberries, but let's not worry about them. They know how to look for those themselves. Got a meeting now. Okay, I'm leaving. Alina, what's up? You're thinking about putting together our affected education group. Would you like to run it? I'm thinking of putting together an affected education group. Would you like to run it? Huh? Am I really the right person for that? I mean, you have much better reputation than me among the non-combat infected. It'll be easier for me to introduce you to everyone. That's not what I mean. Knowledge is a means of fighting itself, Alina. I insist. Well, I'll leave the decision to you. I don't need to write up any speech or anything, do I? Oh, I can hear the applause already. Oh, stop teasing me. I'll get going now. See you later. Don't stay out too late. That won't work. We need to hang them. The captain's not around, but I know that's what he'd order us to do. Remember, guerrilla fighters, we are not an army, at least not yet. It gives a bad impression. When they first joined us, it was because they trusted us. They only started having doubts because of hunger. That's the only reason they made this mistake. It only happened because we didn't keep our end of the bargain. What bargain? Feeding them what little food we have left? We promised the infected a place to stay. Not everyone came here for a noble end. That's just not realistic. We could have earned more of their trust if we had the machines exchanged for provisions sooner. In any case, I can't accept keeping them on the team. Let them go. I won't tolerate any excessive violence. Give them enough rations for a week before you exile them. Absolutely not. Not even our warriors get that kind of treatment. We're not going to give in on this one. It has nothing to do with achievements or whatever. We simply cannot abide by this behavior. Fine, at least don't go overboard with language. Don't chew them out too much. You can accept that. Good. Now, the patrols are trying to smoke us out to the west. We can't let them find the group of infected here. That's all the more reason to put those bastards over. Someone's knocking. Talulah, it's a patrol unit. They're investigating the village and traded food with us. Should we get out of here? If we leave now, we'll be long gone by the time they find out. Draw the patrol unit our way. I'll ambush them somewhere nearby. We must let the patrol squad think we're behind it all, even if we leave our tracks for them behind. Talulah, think through this again. The 4th Army Sentry are just 10 kilometers away. Once they get word the patrol's about us, they'll definitely come after. Villages are pillaged because they gave us a helping hand. No, suppose they didn't. If they come to harm's way, then, because of us, the infected will never find another village willing to trade. And let's rake on ourselves to keep the news from spreading. Exactly how word about it gets out. Listen to me, if we try to put a lid on this by killing everyone there, the bodies will become evidence. If you then get rid of the bodies, the deserted village will be evidence instead. If you want to keep any bad news about us from spreading, there's only one way. Don't let anything bad happen in the first place. What we need to do now is widen the path ahead of us, not just for ourselves, but for the descent of those following us down the road. Any questions? No. You have a point. Let's do that. Alright, let's go. Right, what you just said now makes sense. Protect all non-combatants, help them evacuate first. We have a tough battle ahead of us. I'll be fighting alongside you, but neither Frostnova nor Patriot are with us. Remember, one day you may not even have me fighting next to you. As long as what you are fighting for is just and feasible, we don't need anyone else by our side. Don't need anyone by our side. Yeah, let's go.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield. Show me what you're made of. Amuse me, if you even can.
Roger. I'm right here. Everyone believes in me.
Very well. Made up your mind? The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his battle.
No good. I know one thing that's gonna make this extremely easy. Yeah, I'd rather assert her with a Mastery 3 here. This should solve the issue very easily. I don't think I need to farm it, so I won't worry about it.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
Alright, this time I'm putting Saga down here.
Acknowledged.
There we are.
What are you planning? Art thou mine worthy enemy, or art thou not but a jester?
Surtur should be able to handle these guys extremely easily. Go. Oh, rats.
Got it. I'm right here, Doctor.
What are you planning?
Oh crap, I leaked something. Damn it. Orderly retreat, don't panic. Perhaps I should put Thorns on the bottom and Silver Ash at the top, since Thorns... It's gonna be better, but Surtur definitely is carrying, so let's go with that. Alright, we'll have Silver Ash clear the top row.
Operation commencing. Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
Yeah, this is working out way better.
What are you planning? The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his battle.
Here we are.
What are you planning?
I can remove him.
Very well. What are you planning? Fool! For what reason hast thou come?
Not a problem if he can't handle it. There we go. If you need raw damage, Surtur is definitely one of the few that can't be beat there. You even defeated the reinforcements? I shouldn't have expected less from you, Talulah. Alright, what about all the other infected? They almost made it all in one piece. The backup safe house we found really came in use. Have you done a head count yet? I did. Some of the kids were crying about how some of the older girls haven't come back yet. It's sad, but this happens fairly often these days. Talulah, we found the rest of the patrol unit. Looks like they were just running away the whole time. Which way did they go? East. Makes me wonder if they'll come across the foes we exiled. Talulah? Hold on, where are you going? Running. Running. Boots soaked in freezing, chilling water, legs sunk in white binding snow. Forgot to use the sleigh. Forgot to use the snowmobile, melting all the snow, dashing in the mud. A long trail in the earth, a long trail in the snow. Cold boring to the lungs, pain piercing the brain. Running, running. Snow. A drop. Talulah stops her tracks. Another drop. Tears in the corners of drop in the corners of her eyes. She doesn't notice the drop she shed. Alina lies there on the ground. She grips firmly an empty basket in her hand. Her clothes dyed red with her own blood. The grasp around her body, once pale white, had been dyed a dark shade, no less intense or floral. The snow keeps falling relentlessly. Oh no, it's raining in here. Oh. Alina! I didn't want you to see me like this. Don't talk, Alina. Stop talking. Just don't. We need to stop the bleeding. Just hang on. Not bleeding more. It's just... In that case, let's go. We need to get the medics right away for a transfusion. Okay, don't worry. It's just the things I traded. Don't worry about those. They aren't important. Let's head back. I'll take you there. She carries her friend on her back, but only now does she notice the deer looks so delicate and light, but her weight is so unbearably heavy on her back. As heavy as the weight of this whole world. Oh, stop. I won't. Who did this to you? Patrol unit, the villagers? Bastards will burn them all. Wait, don't tell me the infected we exiled. Grateful shitheads. No, the shield guards gave them any rations. Lula. Yeah, I'm listening. Just tell me. Tell you. Why? Are you not gonna at least give me the chance to avenge you? Mustn't. Do you remember what you said to me yourself? You mustn't fight for revenge. You've already chosen Talulah. You've already chosen a path to follow. Giving up halfway. I won't have it. Don't hold this against anyone. You mustn't. What are you talking about? What are you saying? How can I not? How am I not supposed to hold this against anyone? You told me yourself. You said that you can't harbor hatred against anyone. You'd be swallowed up by the old man who placed this curse on you. Even if those arts never existed in the first place, wouldn't you still be taken over? All those things represented by who he was. You told me that yourself. Right, but those people, you know where they came from, why they did that. You said it yourself, those people aren't It's our enemy. Stop, Elena, don't speak. Talulah, everything you said I remember. So you must remember yourself. These are the people you need to crush. It's Ursus that drove them to that corner. The world as it is. It's okay. Enough, Elena. I get it now. Talulah, it's one thing you can detest. Everything you did you can scorn, but never hate. Agree with me? What I said is right? Are our lives meaningful? No. I'm not sure what it is that we did wrong, but I know very well just what that curse is about. Your rage can burn down the entire plane, but you mustn't hate. Alina. I'm worried, Talulah. So worried if I'm not here anymore. You must have Yelena remind you. All this. Alina, stop. Don't go on. I don't want you gone. All of you need to be here with me. You, Yelena, no, all of you. I don't want to lose any of you. But all of us met so we could part one day. White-haired dragon keeps trudging in the cold, endless snowfield on her back. Like the deer girl trembles away, pausing, only taking deep breaths now and then. Snow drops from her horns. As Talulah slogs along, the snow-covered trees begin to burn a light and silent. She unknowingly begin to set her path ablaze. The snowfields before her vast endless. On her back, Alan is the only warmth she can feel. Talulah feels each and every beat of Elena's heart through her back, and they grow weaker and weaker by the moment. She wants to scream, she wants to cry, she wants to squeeze everything she feels out of her lungs, as though it could erase this from her body. But Talulah stays silent the entire time. We'll be there soon, Alina. We're almost there. Close her eyes. Don't. It's far. It's a lie. Snowstorm is growing. I'm listening, Alina. Tell me, what's the matter? Snow. Warmer than I'd... Sorry, I still don't have all the things we talked about written down. It's okay, Elaine, it doesn't matter. Children, you know in particular, you need to... I'm listening, go on, I'm listening. To do more than just talk with them. Talulah, I don't want to die, still haven't found my sister. Let's live on. So we'll do it. Talulah will not remember what happens next. She has no memories of anything after that. She melted away each and every last thing she should have remembered, along with the snow. She leaves behind only a trail of flames, and with the exception of Alina, everything behind her is burned in a inferno of her wake. And Talulah treks on the snow toward her parting with her dear friend. But you're finally back. You didn't answer calls. What? She's out on your back. She's not breathing. Medic, get here now. Talulah. She's walking right by. Where's she going? Talulah, you may be the leader here, but that doesn't make any less serious to let her go. Do you know that poor little girl? Not really. I think she's a teacher at the settlement. Oh, those poor kids. Another person they could look up to is gone. Why, Talulah? Everyone has secrets they keep to themselves. Whatever happened, it is hers alone to bear. The deer still on her back, the dragon walks back to the encampment. Their contours slowly begin to blur until they both disappear at the edge of the forest. No one knows what happens after that. They can only watch as the dragon walks in the darkness of the night.
A satisfying battle. It brought palpitations even to my heart.
What's the challenge mode for this one? Obstacles all have greatly enhanced HP. The Silent Butcher, the Empire Versus lost many elites throughout its many wars. Is always able to cultivate more, just as an empire should. I guess this is fine. Let's see what this is exactly. Silent Butcher.
Operation commencing. Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
We're here at the crossroads. Oh my. Oh crap. Okay, I'm seeing what it wants me to do here.
Retreat at once, while there's still time.
Alright, so I need to use these blocks to control the flow of enemies. That shouldn't be too hard. And of course, protect the civilians, which is going to be a lot harder said than done, because enemies are programmed to prioritize them. Even melee enemies, as you
Operation
saw,
commencing.
seem to have the innate ability to,
Show me what you're made of. Amuse me, if you even can.
There we go. And that's 4 down. This also means that I can funnel everyone here. I think placing here is a good idea. I can put crews here to deal some damage while we're here.
Acknowledged.
There we are. That should help. I don't need her anymore.
Made up your mind? The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his vanity.
There we are. So Rash should be able to clean this up pretty easily. Explosive there. Shields up. There we are. And there we are.
Mission accomplished.
There we are. Operation M87. 2 paths the enemy can take. Not yet died, but she's already seen too much death. Are there all even that many? Yeah, there's plenty of range tiles here, so let's do this team then. All these corpses have started to rot. They're W's men, a bunch of mercenary devils. This makes no sense. We haven't done anything to these guys. They were lynched, and clearly were killed off in secret. all this internal cleanup again? No idea. My guess is it happened the last few days. One thing is clear though, Talulah's been planning this for a long time. Damn it, I can't believe we didn't even see through her facade until it was too late. She's really strung us along, that monster. So whether they willingly obeyed or not, it was Talulah who ordered the mercenaries to fight us. So was there a point to killing them off? What's she even trying to accomplish? Setting an example? No, I doubt it. No one can threaten even a lone Sarkaz, let alone a group of them. Yeah, that's right. They do say the devils will kill whoever dares threaten them. And if you ask me, the ones we have in the guerrillas are living proof of that. Makes no sense then. If the guys were killed because they stuck with W, whose side is W on? I'd like to guess. Will something get right? Stop where you are. Put your hands up. Now, let's not be hasty. Keep your weapons to yourselves. Wow, that's a big sword. New blood from Rhodes Island, I presume. W, it was you. You're the one who killed Scout. Is that her? Then I will avenge Mr. Scout. Oh, what are you talking about? Hold on. Hold time out. White kid, you can kill me all you want, and I'll admit to anything I've done, but I'm not going to take the fall for something I didn't do. And I gotta remind you, the Rhodes Island boy in reunion costume. I can tell it's you. I remember you. Let me make this clear. I let you get away. Think about it. What good would it even do me, turning you into the old man? Scout died for Rhode Island. I took his life only because I didn't have a choice. Listen up. He could have easily gotten out there with as much as a scratch. He just decided to put up a show with me for reunion, folks, to keep you and the others alive. Think I wanted to kill him? Forget the fact he's Sarkaz. Do you really think I... Well, one of the last Sarkaz stealth masters left, one of the best elite marksmen out there, and above all, a guy who could have been the next Kazdel hero. Liar. What are you going off on me for? Well, shit, how dare you go off on me? You know what? I'll really go off on you. If you're really as good as you say, you could have killed the Dragon Lady right there, and we'd be dealing with a lot less dead people. Why else would I even kill Scout, someone I really respected? Think I'm some kind of sellsword, do you? Sure, I'll tell you, yes. I am. It's true, but unlike you guys, I rank people by worth. Scout was, and listen up, to me, he was worth more than anyone else, even back in Babel. I'd even say he's worth more than me. Let me ask you again, what is about you that's actually worth the sacrifice, huh? Ugh. Put your hands up and your weapon down. I do not believe you. Look, I count myself plenty lucky I wasn't burned to a crisp by Talulah or pinned against the wall and crushed to death by that monster Calcic carries around. And so I seriously mean it. Can't you just leave me alone? Having a bigger gun doesn't make, would you say, more righteous? Otherwise, I'd just be about the most righteous person here with how many people I've blown up. While we're at it, Calcic said so herself. We're on the same side right now. I'm on your side. I even have a recording. Want to take a listen? Why are you in such a rush? Huh? What, kid, you read minds or something? How come you still don't believe me? Of course I'm in a rush. If I don't kill Talulah soon, everyone I care about's gonna die. Sarkaz mercenaries have a fatal flaw. They don't ever give the situation any thought unless they're out to kill someone. Tell them to do something and they'll do it, no questions asked. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about other people's lives at all, let alone their own. My point is, if I don't go fetch them soon, they'll all be dead. Convince them? Let's save that till Talulah's dead. Alright, you've wasted enough of my time. Move aside, will you? You, let me just say one thing. Make his death mean something. I really have that right. You do. Yeah, you do. You're still standing around because everything my old pals did. Ah. Fine, enough. Rosmontis, let her go. She is telling the truth. She protected Amia and everyone else. Trust me and trust her this once. Just this once. Well, okay. So I'm good to go? Scram. Don't let me see you again. Don't ever let me see you again. Well, thanks. Don't worry, if I screw this up, you sure as hell won't ever see me again. So it looks like they're fine with it. What do you say, gorillas? Captain told us you can't be trusted. I think the old boy's right. I've told way too many lies. Truths, too. It's definitely not easy to pick something meaningful out of my words. I can't do anything, though, the way you guys see me, right? But no one wants to blow her up more than I do. I can promise you that. I'll also say this. You should stop staring at other people's backs too much. You don't get it. You have no idea what just went down with the devils. You have no idea what my mercenaries died for, so don't you dare look at me like that. Ah, did you people give the Dragon Lady that look too? Going by your wounds, I can tell you already fought Talulah. Ah, look at eyes on this guy. Only took you about 10 minutes. That's right, I fought her and lost. You're pretty heavily injured. You got your ass handed to you. What are you even hoping to accomplish? I'm alive and that's good enough. If the Rhodes Island bunny can't deal with her, I'll give it another go and blow Talulah up again. Don't stand a chance against her. If you want to die, suit yourself. We won't get in the way. Buddy, I know how to take detours. You know I do. I certainly didn't expect to see you guys running around with Rhodes Island, but I actually went out of my way to come meet you here. I'm here to save your lives. Have you seen the bodies of my poor brothers around here? Take a good look. My brothers, there's more than just civilians and reunion folks left in the city. There's the soldiers were wearing our clothes. We've come across them already, and we real are more than ready. Seriously, I'm a tree, and I'm not trying. I'm just trying to tell you the truth, and I don't do that often. You better not be ready to die. If Talulah's doing all this, she clearly doesn't give a damn about reunion. She wants reunion to die right here. And this is where we say our goodbyes. If luck's on our side, maybe all of us will still be alive when this is over. If you don't believe me, believe in your own luck by all means. So let's hope it's good. We're almost to the sarcophagus core. Are you worried about something? I'm worried I won't be able to protect you. Actually, Doctor, I won't be able to protect you. First, there's simply far more factions than anticipated fighting against each other. Their penchant for violence is no less destructive than the catastrophes, and not only will that present unexpected problems, it will also bring with it deaths we simply could not have anticipated. Even if we everything, it doesn't necessarily mean we would be able to change everything. It's precisely this that gave rise to so many tragedies, and it's also the beginning of many journeys. Secondly, Doctor, are you really worthy of my protection? It's a little late to be asking that, wouldn't you say? Oh, but you don't think I'm worth protecting? Well, have I ever placed a curse on you, Doctor? You broke the curse and now you're using it on me? Whether you're worthy or not is not for me to decide. Even if you aren't worthy, I'll still do it. As for why, I suppose I'll have to tell you later. The herd. Where are you two going? Home. One thing is clear, all the mercenaries in the Corps have been turned. All operators, switch your self-cleansing devices on. Protect yourselves before you protect anyone else. Amia, are really going to carry the burden of the passionate race's fate. Malediction, bound for retribution.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
I can handle this at the very least. Die if I just do that. I have to hope I can get this ability quicker. Come on, get your skill 3 ready. Go. There, got him.
Made up your mind? The fool flaunting his gallantry.
There we are.
Reaches none.
Silver Ash will
with his
handle that.
mouth.
I can handle him. Alright, let's get W here. W should be able to pierce... Yeah, she's got enough range to hit both of those guys at once.
Here.
On. Alright. W, you know what to do. Guess I have no choice. Oh, whoops, I retreated the wrong person. How embarrassing for me.
I'm right here, Doc. I know how you're thinking.
Crap, I leaked something. 2 enemies, oh dear. Alright, so I need AoE stuff here. Or to activate Amiya's skill sooner. Orderly retreat, don't panic. Alright. I think retreating the wrong person there was a big reason I ended up losing, but... Malediction, bound for retribution.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield. Very well.
Roger.
Here we are.
Here, are you afraid of me?
Made up your mind? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
No, W. Yeah, those guys heal themselves, which is a little annoying.
Here.
Here we are.
I'm right here, Doctor. I know what you're thinking.
Let's get sorry I hear. Permanent to activate. There we are. Although I guess it's a little late for that now. Those are the only two left, so... Oh, they're regenerating.
What are you planning? The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his battle.
There we are. Silver Ash was able to out-damage his regeneration. This herd is incredibly tough. Not only do these mutated Sarkos infected have much better healing capabilities than normal possessed infected, they're much more intelligent as well. That doesn't give us a way to actually talk with them. They all seem so strange, like they're all in someplace else. This type of mutation was an accident waiting to happen. The crystals form way too fast, too. Concentration of crystal dust in the air is highest here. This probably means whoever's controlling the herd has most likely taken over the sarcophagus of Chernobog already. These are always happening places we don't have our eyes on. I really can't even begin to imagine what we'll be facing from here on out. I don't mind getting an earful for this, Doctor, but I have to say this is way too difficult. What we're doing might just be self-destructive. And most importantly, I really don't think we have what it takes to save the city and Lungmen. Let's not demoralize ourselves. Shard, if memory serves, you have a family, do you not? I'm surprised you remember, Doctor. You got one detail wrong, though. My wife and daughter don't care about me anymore, so I don't really have one. Have you ever thought about seeing them, start living them with them again? I dreamed about it. First step toward turning your dream to reality is give yourself the chance to dream. Stopping Chernobog isn't going to make life any harder for the infected. Give your daughter a chance. Give her the chance to see your father again. I'll do as you say. You're just taking him for a ride. What I said may have been a lie, but I don't think the world is going to become a better place overnight. There's basically no way for the infected to get to go back to their previous lives. What I said could also be the truth. Suppose we leave this place right here, right now. We'll never have a chance to see his daughter again. He will never have a chance to see his daughter again, whether or not his family or he himself die of other causes in the events that transpire. Suppose we weren't able to solve the problem we're facing right now. Most broader academic research will remain forever theories and nothing more. The successes of those who put the work in is what gives us the right to continue. There are countless people trying to revolutionize the system for the infected, but all it takes is one failure, and not only will they forever lose the right to try that, they will never again have that opportunity. If you need a more suitable metaphor, consider the concept life. Each time a major operation ends in success, we live to see another day. On the other hand, failure means death. There is no such thing as coming back from the dead in science. We only have the one chance to save our lives when we come to face the main disasters, and it will be the end of us each time an accident happens. That's both ourselves individually or Rhodes Island as a whole. Disasters like Chernobog were bound to happen again and again. If we fail to solve a problem like that even once, we will die. On one hand, we will have to stop the disease before it catches up and overwhelms us. On the other hand, we need to save ourselves from within the storm. I'm not about to sing Rose Island's praises, not too much at least, just right here, right now. This is a problem only we can handle. Most of us only get to live once, and once our lives are lost, it's gone forever. I mean, there are people who get to live several lives. That's not really what I'm trying to say. What I mean is there are people who haven't even treasured their own lives. There are a lot of people who've never been around anything normal since they were born. The twisted places will only ever bear twisted fruits. The reason there's so much malice is precisely because there's been malice and kept in check here. Malice, and more precisely, all those chains of malice aren't going to disappear on their own. Each destruction, each killing may only have been caused by a mediocre desire. In a lawless land, barbarism is simply left to breed rampantly on its own, and that's how it becomes the new law. This kind of law is stronger than the law you'd find in cities. It's simply indestructible. That's violence. Violence that flows through our blood veins comes from parts left untamed by civilization. Listen, do you hear that? Singing? How peaceful. How peculiar. Virginia Marts usually don't interfere with my senses at all. All operators, put on your protective equipment. Doctor, something terrible might just be happening. Based on the chaos we've seen, we probably would have reached this conclusion all the same, but I'm afraid what we might face might be far worse than what we could have imagined. Has it ever gone any other way? I wouldn't say it's always a foregone conclusion. Perhaps someone has placed a curse on either us or the city. That said, curses can be broken. If we plant the seeds of evil, the flowers of evil blossom, bearing fruits of evil. If we water the earth with goodwill, then even if this parcel of land doesn't get better, at least it won't meet such a dreadful fate to be buried by a tragedy like this. It's a shame. Look in the same direction as Kaltz. It's a shame that, as far as I know, evil is a vicious cycle that will only ever breed worse malice. And fate is rarely kind to those who are kind at heart. I can't tell you to bring about yet another nightmare infected. Oh my. Yeah, they do not regard anyone as it. Looks like this may very well be the end of, the Talulah story. We've actually made quite a bit of progress today. That said, with 3 hours, I'm getting hungry, so I need to go get something to eat, to finish off some stuff, and then I can be back for tonight. Well, tonight if you're watching this live on Twitch. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, then the VOD will be up in the next day. Either way, the next game is going to be some Digimon Survive. So until then, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you next time.